Which of the show's stars has been acting with Sarah Jessica Parker since childhood? And what's really behind the long-running story of Kim Cattrall's feud with Parker? What does Sharon Stone have to do with a possible Sex and the City 3 movie? Hi, I'm Janet, and you're watching OSSA. Let's explore the sometimes rocky, real-life relationships between the Sex and the City cast. Sarah Jessica Parker and Cynthia Nixon acted together as kids. Cynthia Nixon and I were always in a waiting room together, said Sarah Jessica Parker, speaking to New York Magazine. She got a lot of the parts, and rightfully so. I love her and admire her even more today, and I've known her since she was 11. The two were also part of the same theater group as members of the off-Broadway theatrical troupe Drama Department, which Nixon co-founded. As teenagers, they even played sisters in the 1982 movie My Body, My Child. On the set of Sex and the City, Nixon and Parker's friendship only grew stronger. The two welcomed Kristin Davis, aka Charlotte York, to form a tight-knit group. Kim Cattrall, 10 years older than the other three, says she often found herself outside of the circle of trust. What really happened? Keep watching. But first, let's see if Nixon and Parker stayed close after filming of the Sex and the City TV series and movies wrapped up. The answer seems to be yes. While they don't seem to actually hang out too often, unsurprising considering their families and busy careers. It's clear they have each other's backs. The two shared their excitement at seeing one another when they unexpectedly reunited for a T Magazine photo shoot in February 2018. Posting a cute picture of herself and Parker on Instagram, Nixon wrote, "Old friends ran into each other at a T Magazine shoot today. Miss you, Sarah Jessica Parker. Heart emoji." Parker's reply, "You have no idea how happy this made me, but too brief." Of course, the timing of said post was questioned because it happened during the height of Parker and Kim Cattrall's escalating feud. Keep watching for more on that one. Obviously looking for a story, the press went wild, saying this was a clear indication of Nixon's support for Parker. Yet she's never publicly said anything about the feud, preferring to take a neutral stance. Probably wise, considering what project she was pursuing at the time. Nixon was in fact running for New York City governor in 2018, a campaign she ultimately lost. Yet Parker was a vocal supporter, listing Nixon's best traits on Instagram. She ended the post with a clear endorsement: "My sister on and off screen. You have my love, support, and vote." Yet this came after a bit of controversy when Parker seemed to be a tad too diplomatic and non-committal when answering a question about Nixon's run. Parker said she looked forward to talking to her about her run. Yet, her later definitive Instagram post silenced media hounds looking for a juicy story. However, they'd already found the juiciest story of all in Cattrall's feud with Parker. Was Kim Cattrall left out? Rather than becoming a part of Parker and Nixon's friendship, a la Kristin Davis, Cattrall found herself on the outside looking in. While the cast repeatedly downplayed rumors of tension, the media refused to let it go. According to reports, relations took a real dive when Cattrall decided to negotiate for more money after Parker's significant salary raise in season 2. Parker was effectively being paid 2 salaries, as she now also served as an executive producer on the show. The ladies were reportedly very angry about Cattrall's campaign for more money, and it allegedly even got to the point where they wouldn't sit with her at mealtimes on set. Meow. Mean Girls meets Sex and the City. Rumors of a feud were reignited when Parker, Davis, and Nixon sat together at the 2004 Emmy Awards, whilst Cattrall occupied a different table. Years later, in a Telegraph report, Cattrall said, "Are we the best of friends? No, we're professional actresses. We have our own separate lives." Parker denied rumors of tension, insisting the four were friends. "Honestly, we are all friends, and I wish I saw more of Kim. She mentioned money, and no one should vilify her for it. People made a decision that we had vilified her." In 2018, in an Emmys throwback, Kristin Davis shared a pic of her, Nixon, and Parker without Cattrall, leading the media to claim that she was also firmly on Team Parker. Yet she's never explicitly said anything about the running feud between the two. She is, however, a vocal fan of Nixon's. In early 2020, Davis took to Instagram to share a sweet snap where she's about to kiss Nixon on the cheek, writing #LoveHer. Does Kim Cattrall hate Sarah Jessica Parker? So just how did the fight between Cattrall and Parker escalate? Apparently, Cattrall held out on doing the first Sex and the City movie, but said it was for personal reasons, such as recovering from the collapse of her marriage. Asked about rumors of tension on the set, Parker said she adored Cattrall and wouldn't have done the movie without her. Cattrall later backed up Parker in a Daily Mail interview, calling her fantastic and saying, I think Sarah was right. People don't want to believe that we get on. They have too much invested in the idea of two strong, successful women fighting with each other. It makes for juicy gossip and copy. She and I are sick of this. It's exhausting talking about it, and a real bore. Yet Cattrall later sang a very different tune, telling talk show host Piers Morgan that she'd never been friends with her co-stars. Wait, what? It all started in 2017, when she refused to star in a third Sex and the City movie, causing execs to bin the whole idea, even though the script was ready and waiting. Parker called it a beautiful, funny, heartbreaking, joyful, and very relatable script and story. Cattrall claimed she simply moved on from the role of Samantha and had already told execs this in 2016. But the gossip columns went crazy, alleging she'd made too many demands. Speaking to Morgan, Cattrall said, "This is about a clear decision, an empowered decision in my life to end one chapter and start another. It's a great part. I played it past the finish line and then some, and I loved it." Parker and Davis both expressed disappointment that the movie couldn't be made, ultimately adding fuel to the rumors that Cattrall had acted like a diva. Cattrall told Morgan she resented their reactions, especially Parker's. "This is really where I take to task the people from Sex and the City, specifically Sarah Jessica Parker. I think she could have been nicer. I really think she could have been nicer. I don't know what her issue is." Parker later said she was heartbroken by Cattrall's interview. From bad to worse. In 2018, Cattrall's brother disappeared and was later found dead. Nixon sent her condolences on social media, and Cattrall graciously accepted them, saying, "Cynthia, hearing your voice meant so much to me. Thank you for reaching out." Yet Parker got a completely different response. She reportedly reached out privately to Cattrall and then sent her condolences via Instagram too. Cattrall lost it, claiming on Instagram that Parker had exploited her grief. She wrote, "My mom asked me today, when will that @Sarah Jessica Parker, that hypocrite, leave you alone? Your continuous reaching out is a painful reminder of how cruel you really were then and now. Let me make this very clear, if I haven't already. You are not my family. You are not my friend. So I am writing you one last time to stop exploiting our tragedy in order to restore your nice girl persona." Whoa! Parker said she was simply being supportive and later told Vulture, "I have never uttered an unkind, unsupportive, unfriendly word, so I would love to redefine it." Cattrall was again asked about the feud in September 2020, and she said she had no regrets and was simply done talking about it. The cast weighs in. As we mentioned, Nixon and Davis refused to say much about the feud, and when asked about it, the ever-smooth Chris Knopf, aka Big, simply closed his limo window. Yet he and Parker regularly vibe on Instagram, proving their friendship is still very much alive. The only former Sex and the City cast members who have actually weighed in on the whole Parker-Cattrall issue, though, Willie Garson, who played Carrie's friend Stanford Blatch, and Jason Lewis, aka Smith Jared, Samantha's major love interest. So, Garson and Parker are super close, and apparently also knew each other before Sex and the City was even a thing. In fact, in a sweet story, and we really need one of those right now, Garson once spoke of how Parker helped him get in touch with his mother after 9/11. Garson was in LA at the time and couldn't get a hold of his Manhattan-based mom. In fact, he and his brother couldn't reach her for 3 days. So Parker made her way to Lower Manhattan to make sure their mother was okay. Garson told the hosts of the Bradshaw Boys podcast that Parker climbed 13 flights of steps to get to his mother's apartment, had a coffee with her, and paged Garson to let him know his mom was just fine. At least we know they're really friends. So, Garson is firmly on Team Parker and said he was surprised by Cattrall's reluctance to do a third movie. And Jason Lewis, who filmed most of his scenes with Cattrall, said he's Team Parker. Huh? When asked about the feud in a KTLA5 interview, he said, "Listen, I would have to say that Sarah was always just so lovely and such a consummate professional, and I think that people should remember their graciousness and the things that have been given to them, and I'm going to stop there because I've got nothing good to say." Yikes. Could Sex and the City 3 still happen? While it was binned in 2017, the media still won't let the idea of a third Sex and the City movie go. We know Cattrall will definitely not return. So who could replace her? Well, with a recent virtual interview on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, which included Cynthia Nixon and Sharon Stone, talk turned to rumors that Stone could replace Cattrall in a potential third movie. The two actresses are currently co-starring in the new Netflix hit, Ratchet. I did not hear about it, but anytime I could have an opportunity to work with Cynthia would be an honor to me, Stone said. Nixon supported the idea, but was quick to acknowledge Cattrall. I think Sharon would be, of course, totally amazing, she said. Kim was incredibly great as Samantha. I think Sharon would totally make it her own. Nixon also brought up another option. I've also heard many people say, including Kim Cattrall herself, that if we were to have a different fourth woman, then maybe it would be a woman of color this time. I think that would be amazing as well, she added. In fact, Nixon recently told the Radio Times how the cast had always been aware of how white the show was, which she said now makes it look somewhat dated. So, can we expect a new Sex and the City movie? Officially, a third installment remains off the table. For now, who do you think could pull off the role of Samantha? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay awesome!